A final warning to earth, part 1. In the book of Revelation, two women portray two churches. The pure church is dressed in white, often referred to as the bride, in other words, true beliefs. The impure church is dressed in scarlet, often referred to as Babylon, or false beliefs. And there followed another angel saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication, an impure church, in Revelation 14 verse 8. I saw another angel come down from heaven, having great power, and the earth was lightened with his glory. And he cried mightily with a strong voice, saying, Babylon the great is fallen. It's a repeat of chapter 14 verse 8. And is become the habitation of devils, and the hold of every foul spirit, and a cage of every unclean and hateful bird. And I heard another voice from heaven saying, Come out of her, my people, that you be not partakers of her sins, and that you receive not of her plagues. Revelation chapter 18, 1, 2 and 4. A terrible condition of the religious world is here described. With every rejection of truth, the minds of people will become darker, their hearts more stubborn, until they are established in unbelief. In defiance of the warnings which God has given, they will continue to trample upon one of the precepts of the Decalogue, or the Ten Commandments as we know it, until they are led to persecute those who hold it sacred. As the teaching of spiritualism are accepted by the churches, the restraint imposed upon the carnal heart is removed, and the profession of religion will become a cloak to conceal the basest iniquities. And haven't we seen that in the last 50 years? Of Babylon, at the time brought to view in this prophecy, it is declared, Her sins have reached unto heaven, and God has remembered her iniquities. She has filled up the measure of her guilt, and destruction is about to fall upon her. But God still has a people in Babylon, and before the visitation of his judgments, these faithful ones must be called out, that they partake not of her sins, and receive not of her plagues. Hence the movement symbolized by the angel coming down from heaven, lighting the earth with his glory, and crying mightily with a strong voice, announcing the sins of Babylon. In conjunction with this message, the call is heard, Come out of her, my people. These announcements, uniting with the third angel's message, constitute the final warning to be given to the inhabitants of the earth. Fearful is the issue to which the world is to be brought. The powers of earth, uniting to war against the commandments of God, will decree that all, both small and great, rich and poor, free and bond, shall conform to the customs of the church by the observance of the false Sabbath. All who refuse compliance will be visited with civil penalties, and it will finally be declared that they are deserving of death. On the other hand, the law of God enjoining the Creator's rest day demands obedience and threatens wrath against all who transgress its precepts. With the issue clearly brought before them, whoever shall trample upon God's law to obey the human enactment receive the mark of the beast. They accept the sign of allegiance to the power which they choose to obey instead of God. But not one is made to suffer the wrath of God until the truth has been brought home to their mind and conscience and has been rejected. There are many who have never heard or have never had an opportunity to hear the special truths for this time. The obligation of the fourth commandment has never been set before them in its true light. He who reads every heart and tries every motive will leave none who desire a knowledge of the truth to be deceived as to the issues of the controversy. Everyone is to have sufficient light to make their decision intelligently. Our choices today shape our tomorrows. The Sabbath will be the great test of loyalty, for it is the point of truth especially controverted. When the final test shall be brought to bear upon men, then the line of distinction will be drawn between those who serve God and those who serve him not. While the observance of the fourth Sabbath is compliance with the law of the state, contrary to the fourth commandment, will be an avowal of allegiance to a power that is in opposition to God. The keeping of the true Sabbath, in obedience to God's law, is an evidence of loyalty to the Creator. While one class, by accepting the sign of submission to earthly powers, received the mark of the beast, the other, choosing the token of allegiance to divine authority, received the seal of God. Jesus answered, "The first of all the commandments is, Hear, O Israel, the Lord our God is one Lord. And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your mind, and with all your strength. This is the first commandment. And the second is alike, namely this, You shall love your neighbour as yourself. There is no other commandment greater than these." Jesus also said, "If you love me, keep my commandments." Your choice, God's word or the church's. Jesus says, "For I say to you, till heaven and earth pass, one jot or one tittle shall in no wise pass from the law." The church says, yes, we have changed the Sabbath to Sunday. The law of God was nailed to the cross. No, you can't steal or kill or lie, and adultery is also a big no-no. Okay then, only the Sabbath was nailed to the cross. If your choice is God's will, Jesus says in Revelation 22, "He that is righteous, let him be righteous still, and he that is holy, let him be holy still. And behold, I come quickly, and my reward is with me, to give every man according as his work shall be. I am Alpha and Omega, the beginning and the end, the first and the last. Blessed are they that do his, God's, commandments, that they may have right to the tree of life, and may enter in through the gates of the city." Have you seen Final Warning to Earth, number 2? It's worth a look. God bless you, friend.